identify while playing the Monopoly game is bankruptcy. So bankruptcy in Monopoly can be best described as being out of the game. A player is considered bankrupt if they do not have enough asset to pay off the debt, whether it is to another player or to the bank. So if anyone runs out of money in Monopoly, one should mortgage their planet. So going bankrupt in Monopoly can be divided into two, which is going bankrupt to the bank and going bankrupt to another player. So the first one is going bankrupt to the bank. So if a player goes bankrupt because they cannot pay a debt to the bank, then they would have to return all the assets to the bank and retire from the game. So the bank will then immediately auction all their properties in the form of planet. So the next one is going bankrupt to another person. So if a player goes bankrupt because they cannot pay a debt to another player, they must sell all their planets to the bank, give all the properties to the player that they own, and then lastly they have to retire from the game.
The second risk that I identify in Monopoly game is only one person can win the game, which means limited opportunities. With a single winner in Monopoly, it means that all other players will ultimately end up losing. This limitation on the number of winners reduces the overall opportunities for players to achieve their objectives. It can be frustrating for those who are eliminated or fall behind early in the game, as their chance of recovering and winning diminish significantly.
Chance cards are a deck of cards that players draw during the course of the game. Each card typically contains a specific instruction, event, or outcome that can impact a player's position in the game. So these are the chance cards in Universe Monopoly game. Chance card in a Universe Monopoly game, negative outcomes refer to event or consequence that pose challenges or setback for the player who draw the card. So let's see the example of negative outcomes that a player might acquire chance card. Unexpected expenses also one of the negative outcome. Unexpected expenses are like surprise bill in the game. You might suddenly have to pay for things such as fixing your properties or dealing with unexpected money problems. It's a bit like a surprise challenge that makes the game more interesting.
The next risk is property risk. In the game of Galaxy Monopoly, property risk refers to potential for a player to incur financial losses due to owning and developing properties on the game board. This risk arises from various factors such as the initial of purchasing properties, the potential for high expenses in developing properties with stars, and the possibility of landing on opponent-owned properties and having to pay rent. The risk is also influenced by the location of the properties, as some spaces are more frequently landed on than others and can therefore generate more income or incur high expenses. Additionally, the fluctuating conditions and presence of cards can introduce unpredictability and increase risk. The last risk that I identify in Monopoly game is lengthy gameplay. When we play the game for long duration, often requiring several hours to complete, this can become a risk as a player may become fatigued or lose interest over time, particularly if they feel their chance of winning are diminishing.